fellow Singaporeans and dear residents of Tampines GRC. A very good evening to you. I am Dr. Ong Lui Ping. I am a father of 3 teenagers aged between 14 and 19. Gabo, enough or not? Like most parents, I wish my children can grow up to be safe, healthy, and happy. While I believe they have a good chance to grow up safe and healthy here, I am not confident that they can grow up happy in our current Singapore. As a veteran parent of 3 PSLEs, I have experienced firsthand the stress and anxiety faced by our students and their parents. And like most of you, I worry about the rising cost of living in Singapore and its impact on our families. My fellow parents, I want to ask you these questions. Do you constantly worry and ask yourself these questions every single day and night? Can we provide well for our family and our children? Can our children find jobs after their education? Can they even afford a HDB when they grow up? In my work as a psychologist at the Institute of Mental Health for the past 22 years, I have witnessed firsthand the negative impact of our pressure cooker system on the mental health and well-being of our Singaporeans, especially our young people. Every day, my colleagues and I fight tooth and nail to help our patients overcome their emotional struggles. But we often feel helpless when systematic and structural factors are the things that affect the mental health of our patients. Despite the challenges, I have stayed so long in public healthcare service and not go to private practice like some doctors that we know in Tampines because I want to help all my fellow Singaporeans regardless of their status and income level. But in my heart of hearts, I know I should do more for the country I love and the Singapore I'm grateful for. From my professional expertise, I am keenly aware of the potential danger of groupthink when suboptimum decisions are made to conform to group norms and unity. As a Singaporean, one of my greatest concerns is the development of groupthink in the highest decision-making body of the land and its impact on ordinary Singaporeans. Therefore, I'm closely aligned to the Workers' Party's conviction that there needs to be more loyal and patriotic Singaporeans who dare speak truth to power in Parliament on behalf of you, my fellow Singaporeans. I know some of you may have heard this before, but I would like to share this again because this is the core reason why I gave up my senior leadership position in a public hospital to join the Workers' Party. In my younger days, I used to subscribe to the government's philosophy that a rising tide lifts all boats. However, after years of public service, I begin to realize that this principle only works if all the boats are built the same and are sailing in calm waters. In reality, only the most privileged in society gets to sail in cruise ships. And what do us ordinary Singaporeans sail in? Bumboats. And what do the most disadvantaged and vulnerable in our society sail in? Sampans. In our current volatile, uncertain, complex, and ambiguous VUCA times, a rising tide may still leave a cruise ship, even in stormy and choppy waters, but will likely overturn some of the bumboats and sink most of the sampans. To make matters worse, in this stormy climate, we ordinary Singaporeans have to endure a lightning strike of 8%, and then another lightning strike of 9%. Therefore, I think there is an urgent need for us to advocate for more socially just and equitable policies to address the structural challenges of our sampans and bumboats. My fellow Singaporeans, the Workers' Party recognizes that in any policies, there are always trade-offs. The question for me is not so much what are the trade-offs, but more of who are the ones being traded off. Therefore, I believe there is a need for more people to stand up, to speak up for those who are left out and left behind in this policy trade-off. My friends, I have spent my entire career in the past 22 years helping my patients overcome their daily struggles. Now, I think it's time for me to step up and step forward with the Workers' Party to also address the daily struggles of my fellow Singaporeans in Parliament. Thank you. The PAP tells us they will never gamble with the future of Singapore and the well-being of Singaporeans. Let me tell them this. It is no longer about gamble anymore because you have already lost touch with ordinary Singaporeans. You have already lost the well-being of Singaporeans. You have already lost the future of Singaporeans' young people who no longer see a future in Singapore. So, to the young and not so old, if you desire, like us, to hammer the nails of social injustice and inequality in Singapore, support us and the Workers' Party. And to our pioneer and Merdeka generations, sir and ma'ams, we owe you a debt of gratitude for your service to the nation. But now, we have to ask you to do a little bit more. If you desire for more people who dare to speak truth to power in Parliament on behalf of you, support us and the Workers' Party. And finally, to my peers in our 40s, whom I affectionately term ourselves as the Marikita generation. Guys, Guys, we have lived half of our life. It is time to decide what we want to do for the second half of our lives. Do we want our children and future generations of Singaporeans to be burdened by the siege mentality and the perpetual state of vulnerability that our generation has been burdened with? Or do we want to stand up together to tell the PAP 4G leaders that Singapore's best is yet to be? And together, let's be the hope of a better age for Singapore. My friends and my fellow Singaporeans, I am Dr. Ong Lui Ping, a worried father, a dedicated public healthcare psychologist, and a loyal Singaporean. This is who I am, and building an inclusive, fair, happy, and a better Singapore is what I stand for. Vote for the Workers' Party. Working for you, working for Singapore.